What's up, YouTube? This will be my first impression videos on my new C7 Corvette. I'll say, first and foremost, I love this car. I'm so happy that I got a manual. I'm so happy that I got a white one, and I'm so happy I got a black interior. Most white ones come with a red interior, and I think it's atrocious. They have like a peanut butter or like a khaki interior. It's not bad, but still not my taste. I like the white with black interior, and I love the black painted vents. But all right, let's get into this. I will say it's a lot different than driving a Toyota Supra every day. This is my daily driver. I do drive this every day to work, drive it every day to Walmart. I drive it every day to everywhere. I mean, it does get, as you can see, it kicks up a little dirt on itself. It not being metal, I feel like in the mornings it gathers dew on it, and then when I drive it, the dew kind of makes stuff stick to it a little bit. But that's just with driving an everyday car. It's fun to drive. It handles amazing. I know it doesn't have quite the wheelbase that a Z06 or a Grand Sport has, but it really does handle amazingly. It's like glued to the road. But I mean, I'm also used to driving an old Supra. I mean, old Supras aren't, it's 20-year-old technology. It's still a great fast car, but they don't, you know, they don't have some of the creature comforts that, say, this car does. This has some very nice, you know, you can, it's got Apple CarPlay, it's got, you know, the Android app for your phone that you can link to your car. It's got comfortable seats. It's got pretty much everything you could ask. The AC and heat works. I know plenty of Supra owners go without AC or heat because they want 1,000 horsepower and everything else. The power on this car is very responsive. It comes online pretty quickly. 2,700 RPMs. You got pretty much more than half your power. I mean, anything over 3,000 RPMs is definitely feels great. I'm really happy I got a manual. It's one of the things that it was a must for me. The 7-speed manual is very, very, very fun. There are a couple issues though, like I will say during driving, this little vent, it rattles and makes some noise, along with that vent right there makes some noise, but other than that, it's a beautiful car to drive. Very, very fun. Let me close my door here real quick. The one thing I'll say is I love the lines of this car. The body lines on this car are beautiful. It's one of the things that's captivated me about this new Corvette. I'm not at all, nor ever have been, a Corvette fan. I never wanted a C5, a C6, but when this car came out, I remember seeing one in Las Vegas with my girlfriend, and I told her, I said, man, that is the car. That is what I want. I remember telling people at work that this is one of the things I wanted, and I made it a reality. This is one of the things that I enjoy doing. You know, you work hard, you gotta spend something on something you enjoy, but this is one of those things. I will say on deceleration, when you go from, like, let's say 4th to 3rd gear on decel, it has a mechanical fuel pump that makes god-awful noises. I don't know how many times I've went through the oil on this car, or I've went through stuff on this car just because I hear ticking noises. I believe sometimes when the mechanical fuel pump in this is very noisy, and it on decel it sounds like a lifter tap, or, you know, rocker arm came loose, or something's just ticking in there. So I drain the oil, put it in a fucking vat, and I search around in there with a magnet and just see if I can find any metal shavings, but it always seems to be pretty sound and solid. There's lots of people that talk about it on the forums. They say it's got a high PSI direct injection system that just makes a lot of noise, along with the mechanical fuel pump on the back of the engine. It makes some noise. So, but that's one of those things, as long as it's supposed to be doing that and it's proper and not causing any damage or wear, I'm totally fine with it. Turn up the music, you don't hear it. But there's, I get a lot of rock chips. I'll say this car definitely likes its rock chips. Some of those are bugs, but like, that's a rock chip. I mean, well, once again, this is a daily driven car. I don't mind it. It's what I bought it for. I bought it because I can go buy parts at the dealer. I can enjoy it. If something breaks, I don't have to go searching from some guy that's had it on a shelf for 10 years and has been hoarding it and charging 5 times the amount. This, I can go straight to the GM dealer, buy parts. I can go to Copart and buy a whole wrecked Corvette or whatever I need. I mean, there's lots of things I plan on doing with this car. We'll see. Maybe like a front splitter or some side skirts. Something. Maybe eventually Z06 wide body kit or something, but we'll see. We'll see. I definitely enjoy driving it. I get a lot of attention. It's not quite like a Supra where you got 13-year-olds hanging out of their car trying to race you, or every Honda revving at you, but it's definitely fun. I get the old 50-60-year-old men asking me what I do for a living, or telling me I'm too young to own a car like this, but it's one of those things. Kind of comes with the territory. I do love these taillights. I'll say that is one of the selling points for me, is these taillights. I just like the way they look. I like the reverse lights in them. I like everything about them. I like that they're not the typical round Corvette taillights. But yeah, so I mean, there's definitely a lot I like about this car. It's very, I would say it starts every day, has no issues. I mean, of course, with the more mods you do and the more anything you put on it, it's kind of, they become more finicky. Especially you put a lot more strain on the engine, it's harder to start. You put a big high lift cam, higher compression pistons, it just makes everything a little harder, puts a lot more strain on your battery and all that. But for right now, this being a stock base model Stingray, it's very enjoyable. I love getting in it every single day. I love driving it. It's very, I guess, I don't know, it's just a fun car to have. And my favorite part of all of everything is that you don't get door dings. You can't get a door ding on this car. No door dings in the parking lot. This rear quarter panel, you can unbolt it. Let's say you smash this, you smash this, you smash this. It can all be replaced. The only thing that would be really hard to replace on this car is this. This is glued. This little rocker panel under your door is glued to your car from the factory. You cannot, this is the only body panel you cannot unbolt. So don't break this one. But other than that, everything's replaceable. And that's one of the things I know, like on Supras, you get people dinging up the back of your rear quarter panel, and it's bad. I mean, especially whenever it's metal, you don't want to necessarily do body work or anything to make those go away. But yeah, this is definitely one of those things that I enjoy having.